Hi guys, this is just a short video on a new piece of kit that came through the door this morning, and it's the iDJ Live controller for iDevice applications that can make use of it. It is actually, well, so they say, made for DJ for iPad by Algoriddm, or DJAY by Algoriddm, not just for the iPad. It's a MIDI control surface that allows you to control DJ applications that are on your iDevices. I'll be using DJAY for iPad for this video. The actual unit itself comes shipped with, where you get the unit, you get an audio splitter cable, and you get a small polypropylene stand to put your iPad on. It doesn't fit the smaller devices, unfortunately, so you'll need to work out a methodology for those. The control surface itself gives you two jog wheels, deck A's and deck B's. They're both touch sensitive, and the documentation states that they operate in three ways. First way is as a scratch, in scratch mode. Second mode, in search mode. Search mode is defined as deselected using the button in the middle and the track not playing. Allows you to skip through to points within the track. It then states in the documentation that when the track is playing, you can, with this button or the LED off, i.e. in search mode, that you can then pitch bend using the jog wheels. I can't get it to work, I'm afraid. I've got the latest version of the app and I've got the latest OS on the device, but it still doesn't seem to operate. Other controls that are available to you are pitch bend plus and minus buttons at the top. We also have a volume, a treble and a bass for each deck. We have a sync, a set cue, a hot cue and a play pause button for each deck. Global controls, we have a crossfader, we have a master volume, and we have a track load and selection system. If we wish to load a track, press the deck that you wish to load a track into. Using the little jog knob, select the song that you want, press the deck that you wish it to load into. You can press the knob and then select a track and press the corresponding button that you wish the track to load into, which deck you want to load into, but I'll be honest with you, it just seems to kind of randomly pick a deck, predominantly B, so it's always, I found that the best way is to actually select the deck you wish to load it into, and that will bring up your track listing. That's actually the control surface. It's very simple, there's not much to it. The actual the little niggle I have with this device is when you have the connector plugged into your 30 pin, this connector, the 30 pin connector comes from the control surface. You can't charge your iDevice, so you're just running on battery power alone. And also the decision to use an audio output from your audio headphone socket on your iDevice, again, a little bit strange. I would have personally suggested that the 30 pin connector was used for everything. So the 30 pin connector would have been used for the MIDI command from the device, from the control surface to the device. The audio would have been routed through the 30 pin connector, as well as a charging system as well. So that would have meant that this control surface would have had a charging port on it, and it would have had two ports, one for the master out and one for your headphones to plug into. Much neater solution, I think, but it's very easy to say that with hindsight. Right, to actually use the control surface, it's very, very simple. If we go into deck A's, first of all, what we need to do is, I'm going to skip back to the front of the song, there we go. What we're going to do is turn the volume up for a start and look at some of the buttons. So, the first thing we'll do is set the cue point. So it's exactly the same as using the on-screen commands, but you've just got buttons for them here. Now, the control surface only allows you access to the primary cue point. If you wish to use the secondary cue points, then it's a case of going into the on-screen menu as previous. To actually set the track playing, just press play. To stop it, press pause. Just testing these teeth out for the dog. Once we've got that playing, we can play to our heart's content. What we're going to do is I'm just going to load a second track into deck B. Now this track is at 134 BPM. Now obviously the two BPMs are different, so what we'll do is press the sync button and it now syncs the BPM of deck B's to the deck A. Consequently, pressing sync on deck A would have synced the BPM to the BPM shown on deck B. Now again, I'll just stop this track, and again we can go in here. Now I've actually set a cue point already in there, but if we've incorrectly set it, all we do is press and hold the set cue button until it disappears. We go back in, and we'll reset it. Okay, not happy with that one, so we'll just delete that one again, simple as that. Set it there. Okay, so we set the deck A's playing again. Now, although I do have headphones plugged in, I don't use them. This video is not about my mixing abilities, it's about the control surface itself. So I'm just using the pitch bend buttons just to get the beats more closely matched. Now what we'll do is I'm just going to stop the track deliberately to set it out of time and press the sync button. You see it's brought the tracks back into time now using the beat grids. I say it's a shame that I can't get the jog wheels to do pitch bending, because that takes you back to the old school way of doing it. Well, I say old school, if you can consider CDJs as old school, but certainly it was the way that we did it with turntables. That's really about it. There are some things that are worth mentioning. Make sure you've got the split output mode on, and you can then control the volume and you control the cue mix as well. So in your headphones you can either have just the cueing or all of the mix or a bit of both. I have it set at about, I suppose, 1/8 of the way across from the cue point, just so I can hear a little bit of the mix but predominantly most of the cue. On the split cable, I'll just quickly show you this. I'll bring it around the front, so sorry it's in the way of everything. It's actually colour coded. The black connector goes to your amplification device, so your speakers, or in this case studio monitors. Your red connector goes to your headphones. Now, as you're aware with these systems, the audio, the master comes out from memory, I think it's the left hand channel of the stereo output, and the cue comes out in the right hand channel. Now, obviously if these were normal connectors, what I would end up with is only a volume on one channel. So in my headphones I'd only hear, for instance, the left hand headphone with the cue in. What these connectors do is they split the signal again, so you do hear the audio output in both of your headphones, and it does actually go onto both of your stereo speaker systems as well, although it is still mono. To be honest with you, that's really about it. I'll stop cables falling over. It's a nice little app. It's a nice little addition to DJ apps. It's quite small. It's approximately 40 centimeters in width by approximately 18 to 20 centimeters from front to back, and it's about 3 centimeters high. It weighs approximately 750 grams to a kilogram, so it's not heavy. There's no cases that I'm aware of at the moment for them, but I'm sure somebody can get out in their shed and come up with something quite ingenious. Oh, it's my phone, somebody wants me already. Anyway, take a look at them. They retail at £79 in the UK. This one was obtained from DJKit.com. Have a look for your local retailer, and if you can, get down there, have a go. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a popular little device, and I'm absolutely sure that they're going to be developed much further than this one as Apple opens up more and more of the iOS, and people learn from, you know, the kind of, not mistakes, but they learn as they go along. The first device of any generation is always going to be lacking in detail, and these will come on later in time. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope I haven't bored you too much. See you soon. Bye.